steps back, one-legged three. Short. And that does it. The Clippers get back in the win column behind a 41-point triple-double from James Harden and take down Dallas 133-127 in double overtime. It takes a marathon, but the Clippers able to come away with a win behind a season high from Harden, a season high from Bogdanović off the bench with 21, a season high for Ivica Zubac with 27 points and 11 rebounds. And the Clippers get a win and improve to 2-0 in the Emirates NBA Cup. Next one for the Clippers is Sunday, 12:30 in Boston. An afternoon contest as the Clippers will look for a win over the Celtics. Try to grab their second on the road after getting their first tonight. Well, for Carlo Jimenez, our statistician, Melissa Powers, Ken Mendez, our engineer, 41-point triple-double from Harden, and the Clippers in double OT take down Dallas 133-127. Adam Osmond and Daniel West will take you the rest of the way in the studio. Don't go anywhere. Clippers win 133-127 and are back in the win column after a double OT victory over Dallas.
Well, it takes a 41-point triple-double from James Harden for the Clippers to win in double overtime in Dallas. Everything is bigger in Texas, including victories as the Clippers end their losing streak at 6 games. They win 133-127 over the Mavericks in overtime. Welcome into Clippers Talk here on your post-game show. I'm Adam Osmond. Coming up, we'll get to your second half and overtime highlights. But first, back out to Carlo Jimenez from American Airlines Center. Carlo, what a victory for this Clippers team. Hopefully this is the one that can get them turned right back in the direction they were looking for earlier this season. This Clippers team hopefully can take some momentum from this.
Yeah, that is really, I mean, you mentioned it earlier, Adam, but this was a game where whoever the winner was going to feel good. Oh, we won a tight game. We're able to get out of it. But the emotional letdown from the loss of this type of game, you really would feel that. And so the Clippers just being able to come away with a victory today, a huge win over a Dallas team that was also looking for, one of their first wins of the season against a Western Conference opponent. I thought it was impressive the way this group battled time and time again. James Harden obviously leading the way, but the Clippers did a fantastic job of hanging on to the ball, of getting good looks on the offensive end, and then also working through some of their best players. I thought everyone contributed in a big way, but the Clippers really leaned on their stars at the end of the game.
And down the stretch, I'm just so proud of this team and the way they battled to get to the free throw line, to get downhill, to do the hard things, to score when three balls stopped falling. They dug this game out of the dirt. Like, they found a way to win a game in double overtime by digging deep and finding just enough energy to outlast the Dallas Mavericks, who had their own mental mistakes down the stretch.
Yeah, the Clippers, it really was a war of attrition in this game. Who would be able to hang on time and time again? And Dallas, just too many turnovers down the stretch in that double overtime that really cost them the game. And I thought the Clippers, on the other end, got good looks every time. They got offensive rebounds. They were the team that was able to dig deeper late in this game, which was really impressive. And for the Clippers, you hope to take away from this game is just like, we were able to get back in the win column. And now it's, how do you turn this into success for the next game? What worked today? I think Bogdanovic having a huge game is huge, right? They're able to get him back in rhythm. Derrick Jones Jr. was excellent on offense. Great free throws down the stretch. Big Zoo has really turned a corner after his slow start. And then what else can you say about James Harden? I mean, when the Clippers need wins, James Harden delivers every single time. It is impressive.
Reminiscent of his 50 ball against the Detroit Pistons when the Clippers were down and out after losing the night before. But to do this in double overtime, for the Clippers to have him out there playing 51 minutes, going 13 of 25 from the field, 6 of 12 from the outside, 14 boards, 11 assists to just 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
And of course, the 41 points, the cherry on top. James Harden had his fingerprints all over this victory.
He did it all. He did it all, and it shows up in the box score. And I think for the Clippers, it shows up in the type of leader he is. Somebody who, go back to training camp when he had his own training camp, so he could bring guys out and spend time with each other and enjoy some sun in Arizona and bond. And James talked about, hey, if I know you better off the court, we play better on the court. And the Clippers really were able, behind the lead, the heroics, the cape of James Harden, come away with an impressive win in this one. And it just feels like Harden's ability to show up night and night and be a true leader. I mean, he really gives it his all every single game, Adam. And what a victory for the Clippers behind the Beards. 41-point triple-double. How fitting. 40-point triple-double, second most in NBA history, but then the most with the Clippers ever in triple-doubles with 8. And what a way to do it. I mean, what more can you say? James Harden willed them to a win tonight.
What a way to start this road trip. Let's hope the Clippers have some legs left over after a day off tomorrow. They will be in Boston, in Beantown, taking on the Celtics on Sunday. We'll have your pregame show starting at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. Tip off at 12:30 from Boston. This Clippers team, can they turn one win into something more? Can this catapult them forward? I'm interested to see if that's the case. We'll find out on Sunday. Carlo Jimenez, great call as always. Had me on the edge of my seat. Let's do it again on Sunday, my friend.
Adam, let's do it on Sunday. Let's go.
Coming up next, second half highlights. Clippers win 133-127 over the Dallas Mavericks in double overtime in Dallas. I'm Adam Oslin. More postgame coming up next right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers win in double overtime in Dallas. Final score, Clippers 133, Mavericks 127. What a victory, Clipper Nation. This is how you break out of a losing streak. It's over. 6-game losing streak is over. Seventh heaven, seventh time the charm for this Clippers team. They win in double overtime thanks to 41 in 51 minutes from James Harden, and he had the triple-double with 14 rebounds, led them in that category, and of course, assists with 11. Most impressive to me, you play 51 minutes and only have 3 turnovers when you could have had all that fatigue out there. The Clippers gutted this one out. Ton of heart. They have not given up on this season. They have not tuned out their head coach in Tyronn Lue. This Clippers team is still battling, even with the injuries going on right now. They found a way to get this done against a Dallas team that was also desperate for a win. Clippers ended up shooting just 47% from the field because of 13 of 42 shooting from the outside, which is why I liked what we saw in double overtime. They got downhill. They got to the free throw line. They attempted 36 free throws. They hit 30 of them. Much better than what we had seen as of late. Dallas at 44%. They were 10 of 36 from the outside, and they missed some key free throws, as good as D'Lo was, to get them into overtime. He missed some tough ones off the bench, 6 of 9 at the charity stripe. They were 29 of 38. That can be an indication of tired legs out there. Sometimes guys leave them short. The Clippers were a little better in that area. Dallas was getting offensive rebounds on them. I thought at one point that could be the Clippers' undoing. Dallas with 25 turnovers, leading to 23 points for the Clippers. Clippers with 23 turnovers, leading to 26 points for Dallas, who got 56 points off their bench. The Clippers got 33, though. And welcome back, Bogey. Bogey Ball is back. Bogdan Bogdanovic. His best game since the start of the playoff series, at least, since the end of last regular season. Bogey plays 37 minutes. He was out there late throughout both overtimes, has 21 points on 8 of 14 shooting, 5 of 8 from distance. Even had a couple of takeaways on D'Angelo Russell, who looked like he was just gassed at the end, falling apart a little bit. This Clippers team, they showed that competitiveness we were looking for. It was gut check time. You can't start off the season in the type of funk that they were in and not get up for the start of the road trip. They start off the road trip in style, winning 133 to 127 over the Dallas Mavericks in double overtime. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Big Zoo, gone too long without talking about him. 27 points on 11 of 15 shooting, plus 11 boards. Did have 5 turnovers. Derrick Jones Jr. back in Dallas came through in the clutch. Knocked down some big free throws. He had 15 points, playing with a little bit more pop, even more energy than he usually supplies this Clippers team going up against his former employer in the Dallas Mavericks. Awesome to see. The Clippers had to get this one. This would have been crushing to lose a double overtime game when they fought so hard. They pull it out. They win by 6 in double overtime in Dallas. Next game coming up in Boston. That will be Sunday afternoon. More on that coming up. More Clippers post-game show. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers win in double overtime. It was a good day. Clipper Nation, their winning ways are back. Now, can they turn one dramatic victory in Dallas into two, into three? Can they turn it into a winning streak? They have to dig themselves out of this hole to start off this season. As the Clippers were able to overcome blowing a 12-point lead in the fourth quarter, going into OT, going into double OT, and then they outlasted the Dallas Mavericks down the stretch. I love what we saw from this team. They gave everything they had. They emptied the tank. That's how you know they haven't quit on this season. If you need evidence of that they haven't quit on this season, or for Coach Lue, tonight was that. They could have packed it in multiple times. Anybody saying otherwise didn't watch tonight's game. The Clippers got up for the start of this road trip. Now, can they use it to turn things around? Can this be a catapult forward for them? We'll find out on Sunday. Clippers in Boston, tip off at 12:30, taking on the Celtics. We'll have your pregame show starting here at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. In LA, don't go anywhere. We got Clippers talk next. In double OT, the Clippers are victorious in Dallas. Finally. They put the losing streak behind them. That stays at 6. They win 133-127 in Dallas over the Mavericks. Welcome into your post-game show. I'm Adam Osland as the Clippers got 41. A 41-point triple-double from James Harden, who's 13 of 25 from the field, 6 of 12 from distance, 14 boards, 11 assists. Incredible performance when they need it most. They had to get this game. Dallas was playing with the same type of desperation as the Clippers. Clippers 3-8. Dallas was 3-9. Let's hope this spurs the turnaround for this ball club. This has to be a start of something. Got to be starting something. It's got to be. It needs to be. Because guys absolutely push themselves further than they've been all season long. James Harden played 51 minutes. Ivica Zubac's 46. Derrick Jones Jr. 40. Bogey with 37 minutes. Bogey ball was back. Finally, I'd been waiting for this. Bogey with 21 off the bench in his 37 minutes on 8 of 14 shooting, 5 of 8 from the outside. He needed this badly. And the moment things changed for him, I took note of this. The second quarter, Bogey gets a steal and gets a layup to go in traffic to make it 42 all. And I thought to myself, that's the type of play that might give him some confidence. Got a three-pointer to go at the end of the first half. I could see something was different. This is a guy who fell apart in the playoff series, unfortunately, against Denver. He was banged up, but he didn't look like himself. Bogey had traditionally been a big game guy. Go look at his game for Serbia against Team USA in 2024. So it took him a month after the Clippers got knocked out in the first round by Denver, he said, to get his body right. Then he hurts his hamstring playing FIBA basketball. Then he hurts his lower back in game 1 of the preseason. Then he's in and out of the lineup to start the year, and when they were healthy, you expected him to be out. He was. He looked like he was going to be the 11th man. Well, things change. Bradley Beal's out for the season. Kawhi Leonard still out. We're hoping he's back at some point next week where he's supposed to be reevaluated. But I'd been saying, once we found that out, once we knew Bradley Beal was out for the season, I wasn't sure how they could get by if Bogey didn't step up. Tonight he did. Tonight he was fabulous. Tonight he showed he can still get it done out there. They need him desperately right now. James Harden has had to do far too much for the ball handling responsibilities, bringing the ball into the front court. It gasses guys out. It's taxing if you only have one guy for that. CP3 looks to be out of the rotation, obviously. Bogey looked to be out at one point. It looks like he's back in now. The fadeaway bank shot he had over Caleb Martin, as this was an absolute war of a ball game that occurred to make it 91-83, where the Clippers had multiple chances to close this thing out early. That was near the end of the third quarter from Bogey. You could just see it brimming with confidence. Finally, he starts the fourth quarter. 3-ball. Another 3-ball. Then Bogey to Zoo, a beautiful pass for a dunk to make it 101-88. In fact, Daniel, do we have some Bogey highlights from the fourth quarter? I think you put together a mix here. Let's hear from Carlo Jimenez.
Dribble, attacks Christie into the paint, steps back, one-legged follow-away, bank shot. Oh, Bogey! Bogey around a Zubac screen, pulls up from the right wing, sticks another. Bogdanovich back-to-back bonus distance buckets.
Bogey was incredible. They needed every bit of what he gave them tonight. The bank shot on Max Christie there put him up 12, 103-91. They led by 12 in the fourth quarter. He had a three-pointer to put him up 108-97. I thought there were so many kill shots from Bogdanovich. I thought there was no chance Dallas would come back to tie this ball game. But then it was D'Angelo Russell. Points of the ice in his veins, just went off late in the fourth quarter. They were matchup hunting. They got Harden on him a bunch. And that comeback came quickly with a Max Christie 3. A Russell floater made a 6-point game. Gafford had a putback dunk after a Russell miss. All the momentum was going their way. And then after an offensive foul on DJ, D'Angelo Russell made it 108-108. But the Clippers kept battling. They could have let go then. Harden tough floater going left made it 112-110. This game had some wild sequences. I thought there was a bad possession from James Harden as he dribbled the air out of the ball as the shot clock expired, going one-on-one with Flag on a step back that was well short on an air ball. Russell would then tie the game again to make it 112. Clippers had Bogey, DJ Dunn, Zoo, and James Harden out there late in the fourth quarter. Zubats had a bucket late. D'Lo scoop shot on James Harden. D'Angelo Russell was amazing. Tied it at 114. Dunn misses a good look. D'Lo misses, and we got overtime in Dallas. 114 all was the score. Bogey then has a turnover to start the first overtime. It was a layup for Marshall going the other way. Najee Marshall, 116-114. Dallas. Dunn missed another 3. They were leaving him open, and Coach Lou put in Batum for him. Harden, though, right before that, had a really good possession defensively against D'Lo. And then D'Lo started to have some turnovers. Turned it over, looking for a guy on a pick and roll running to the rim. Too far out in front. Zubats gets fouled on the other end. Goes 1 of 2. 116. 115 Clippers. They get a stop. Harden misses a runner, but Zoo gets the tip in. Excuse me, they were down 116-115. Then after the Zoo tip in, that was a heck of a hustle play. It was 117-116 Clippers in the first overtime. Cooper Flag came back, got a bucket. Clippers down 1. Harden, tough three-pointer. Clippers up 2. It was a 35-footer, a logo type of 3. The type of 3 he missed recently. Late in the ball game. Absolute chaos to the end of the first overtime with the Clippers up by 2. Russell gets fouled going left, but he misses 1 of 2. DJ then misses a 3 on the other end, open far side corner. Harden gets the offensive rebound, misses a bad step back 3. Flag gets the rebound. Marshall to the rim, gets fouled, hits both, puts Dallas up 121-120, timeout Clippers. A Harden three-pointer. Again. Put him up 123-121 with 25 seconds left in the first overtime. Cooper Flag ties it at 123. Timeout, 12.7 left. Harden goes to the cup, and they call a goaltend. You think the Clippers are up 125-123, but they use the Hawkeye technology? They said it was still on the way up, wasn't going down yet. Dallas ball with 1.4 left, tie game. They lost the ball, double overtime. Nico Batum, Sneeko with a sneaky play to start the first overtime. Ivica Zubats won the tip. Nico came up with it and just went in for a quick layup. He caught Dallas sleeping or maybe tired legs out there. Cooper Flag push shot at the rim, tied the game. Batum then missed a wide open 3. Russell then loses it out of bounds for Dallas. The turnovers. Mental fatigue. Harden gets fouled on the other end, hits both. Clippers up 127-125. Dallas then has an air ball and a shot clock violation, another turnover. Harden layup to give him 40 and a triple-double and put the Clippers up 4. They get a stop. DJ goes to the rim. They're doing the hard stuff now. They're not settling. They're getting downhill. And now DJ goes to the free throw line and hits both. Clippers up 6. You felt good about it. But D'Angelo Russell got fouled on the other end by Bogey on a three-pointer. But he missed the first. Key free throws missed and turnovers by D'Lo, even though they don't get into the first overtime without him, Dallas. Clippers still doing the hard stuff. Up by 4. DJ cuts to the rim. Nice pass from Ivica Zubac. They have to foul him. Hits both. Clippers back up 3. Another turnover by D'Angelo Russell. Bogey steals it. Batum misses a 3. Another turnover by D'Lo. Bogey takes it away. Dallas eventually elected to let the Clippers run out the clock. Down by 6. Jason Kidd called off the dogs. After Harden missed a three-pointer with 36.8 seconds left, Max Christie missed a 3 for Dallas, and they waved the white flag. Not Cooper flag. They said enough. After he lost it to Nico Batum. Clippers go on to win a dramatic ball game, 133-127 in Dallas in double OT to get off the snide, to stop the 6-game losing streak. They are in Boston on Sunday. Sean in Inglewood, you're on Clippers Talk with Adam Moslin. What's up, Sean?
Hey, Adam. Thanks for giving me a chance to talk. I just want to say, irregardless of the fact that they won the game, the most important thing from the last 2 games, I think, is that Bogey came alive, Saunders came alive in the last game, and also Miller. They're probably going to play a little better at home than they do on the road, the 2 younger guys.
I agree.
But it was great to see what Bogey can do. And, we need to get that contribution from them. And I think that's going to help things get turned around. I really do. And so, and I'm not worried about Collins having a couple bad games at all, but he'll get into the mix. It seems like Ty Lue kind of has a system, and he's a system coach, so it takes a while to kind of get acclimated. Wouldn't you agree?
What coach doesn't have a system?
Yeah.
Every coach runs something. It's going to take time in the starting lineup. This is his 3rd game starting, but there's no Kawhi out there. The spacing isn't great. I think Collins, there's a learning curve. He hasn't looked good since he's been in the starting lineup. 8 points, 3 of 8 in this one. He's been struggling. But I appreciate the phone call, Sean. Let's go to Clipper Edward in Granada Hills. Clipper Edward, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man? Tough win tonight.
Better tough win than tough loss. Clipper Edward, you there? Edward. Edward. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll try to get back to him. Clippers win 133-127 in double overtime in Dallas. I'm Adam Moslin, and this is Clipper Stock here on AM 570 LA Sports. Clippers win in double OT over the Dallas Mavericks. What a victory. James Harden with a 41-point triple-double. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. Clipper Edward, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Adam?
Did you
tough
realize
win
that
tonight,
Bradley Beal is on player option for next year? Did you figure that part out? Did we get?
Yeah, I realize that, but
right,
we
cool.
can still trade him, right? We don't have to keep him for next season, but
That's not what you were saying.
So as far as for this game, as far as the critical part, I'm just gonna say that Norman Powell had 38 points tonight, and John Collins only had 8. So we got to figure out what kind of player he's going to be for us. He can't be in and out day and night. He has to be more productive for us. Other than that, everybody else had a pretty solid game. James Harden, how much could we ask from him all season? 41 points. It was great, but I think it's asking too much from him. Other guys got to step up. Bogey looks healthy. I appreciate the minutes he brought in today, but a lot of sloppy defensive possessions, and we just got to get better on that. So, great win.
I agree with you on John Collins. He has to be more productive, but if you're looking for him to be the same type of player that Norman Powell is or score as much as Norman Powell, I think you're misunderstanding who they are as players.
But I mean, he's got to be at least a 20 point a guy a night. So
he doesn't need to
20 points.
It doesn't need to be 20 points a night. Like
he does. He does. He's coming off if he's starting and coming off the bench and being our bench scorer, because if Bogey's not coming up and scoring all these points every night, he's got to be our backup. So we're depending on him.
I think you're setting him up to fail if you think he's going to average 20 on this Clippers team. When Kawhi comes back here, when Ivica Zubac is being featured more now, when James Harden is still the system, I think it's faulty logic. Like you're asking for too much. Like what they need is him to be a better connector out there, not turn the basketball over as much as he has, be a solid defender, do all the little things, and be really efficient with his scoring. Even if that only means getting 16 or 17 a game. If he's really efficient, that's fine.
But wouldn't be asking Harden to score 41 points a game every single game too much for him? He played 51 minutes tonight.
Harden is obviously capable of doing crazy things. He ain't going to do this again. But saying that, like, because John Collins isn't getting 20 a game, James Harden has to get 41 every game, it isn't that type of trade-off. This was a double overtime game. This was a crazy wild game. It's an outlier. Basing anything off of this one game, I don't think is the blueprint. They had to get it. They dug deep. They figured it out. I would like John Collins to have more 20-point games here and there. I'm just saying he's not going to average it, not on this Clippers team, unless, we're hoping Kawhi's back early next week. They need him to be back.
We definitely do.
A big Zoo getting 27 to me, like that's what I love to see. I need Zoo to give me 20 and 12 right now. That's what I need.
I would like 20 and 15, but yeah, definitely. But anyways, it was great to say that the Clippers won tonight, and thank you for taking my call, man. Have a great night.
All right, Clipper Edward. Good phone call. Jose and Downey. Jose, what's up? You're on Clippers Talk.
Hey, brother. Almost didn't make it into the call. Nice talking to you again. You know what? Yeah, to back you up on what we were just talking about that trade-off of Norman Powell and John Collins, I don't think the move was ever about John Collins coming in and putting in the production that Powell was. But I think the thought was, hey, if we can bring in Collins to give us that extra size to help on the defensive side and some rebounding, I think they were thinking to add him into like the way the defense looked last year to put a little bit more length. But I think the combination of making up Powell's numbers was going to be a combination of Collins, Bogdan, and they were counting on Beal. That's how I think they were looking at it for the offense to come out to cover that production. I have a question for you, Adam. Let me make this statement first. I was glad that I didn't see so many minutes of Lopez out there. He in the season has seemed like
he didn't go back to him. I don't know if he went back to him in the second half of this ball game.
I don't think he did, man. I think he only played a total of 10 minutes, and that was that first half. And you know what? It's been this whole season. The game on the defensive side looks like it's a little too fast for him. right now. I don't know if that's because our defense is just not good all around.
That's what I think it is.
Now?
Brooke Lopez cannot be a guy running around scrambling to make up for other guys' mistakes. What Brooke Lopez is a great drop big defender where you funnel guys towards him. That's what he does.
Because I think he was still like top 10 in blocks last year, and that's what we need him to be. That's where he can mimic Zubac in terms of defending the rim. But it's just our defense, our defense around the 3-point line and the slash and the cutting. It's just not there. It's not what it was last year. I think Ty did find something in the youngins last game and this game, even though last game didn't go our way, and not even close. But I think he found something there. But seeing Ty Lue realize I can't put Lopez out there right now for this game, I really like that about Ty Lue. And I'm going to back you up on that too. I know there's been a lot of call-ins about, Ty Lue's the problem. But if Ty Lue has said it himself, well, I'm building around Kawhi and Kawhi's not there, that's the bigger problem. So, of course, the offense is going to look bad if you're building around Kawhi and he's not there.
It's hilarious to me that nobody ever has sympathy for Coach Lue when he is pretty much for his entire tenure has not had consistent health with his stars with the Clippers.
And I agree. I think he has been limited.
Do you know how difficult that is? Like, what superstar has missed more games over the last 5 or 6 years, unfortunately, than Kawhi Leonard? Like, that's
right.
That's the guy that, unfortunately, look, at your highest peak, Kawhi Leonard has to be out there. They've been getting by plenty of times without him, but they're never going to be a contender if they don't have Kawhi healthy for a more significant amount of games.
Right. I agree, man. I agree. I mean, the only thing the game was won, but I mean, I feel like Zoo's an Iron Man. He obviously has shown that in his 6-7 years here, right? 7 years here. He's an Iron Man. He doesn't miss games like that. There could be games. What he did to him today, playing 46 minutes, I think 47, I would have loved to see that in the last game. I would love to see him. I don't think he was going to stop Jokic. I'm not saying that, but I would have loved to see him give it back to him on the offense side, make Joker defend too, because I felt he was doing that in that first quarter. And when they took him out, that's when they went up. I think it was a tied game. And then when they took him out in that 3-minute span or 4-minute span, I think that's when the Nuggets took a 12-point lead in the first quarter. So I would love to see more minutes for Zoo. I would love to see him get more plays, even more plays. I know you said he got a good doses of offense through him today. I would have loved to see more.
Yeah, I'm with you. More Zoo, more problems for the opposition. I completely agree with that. Yeah, that game swung in Denver's favor when Ivica Zubac went to the bench. The problem was they had been staggering him because without Kawhi, without Bradley Beal, they wanted Zoo to start the second quarter, which is what the rotations had been. So you got minutes there with Brooke Lopez at the end of the first quarter against Nikola Jokic, and then minutes with Zoo out there to start the second quarter without Jokic. So it was kind of a trade-off, and I don't think they exactly fed Zoo enough. But I agree with you, Jose. Good phone call as always.
Yeah. Good. Thank you, man. Hey, nice talking to you, brother. Hopefully I speak to you again soon. Have a good one, bro.
Let's do it on Sunday. Alfonso and San Dimas. Alfonso, you're on Clippers Talk with Adam Moslem. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Adam? How's it going? Yeah, man, Harden saving us once again. But the thing that I don't get is like with Zoo's with Kawhi out, Zoo's our second best offensive scoring. I don't know why they don't feed Zoo like every single time, just dip like Shaq. I know he's not Shaq, but just throw the ball to him every time, and then he's good at throwing the ball out and whatnot. You know what I mean? So
I think they should get it to him more. There are times where defenses are more sophisticated with their doubling and win to double, and he had 5 turnovers in the game. So he has struggled at times when they do that stuff. He got 15 shots up. I've been saying 14 plus, 14 being the floor right now for Ivica Zubac when it comes to shot attempts without Kawhi Leonard, without Beal. So he made the most of it, 27, 11. I mean, a couple of assists in there. I thought the tip-in he had down the stretch of this ball game, I think that was late in the fourth quarter. Also went to the free throw line. He played big. I still felt like there were times they could have gone to him more, but he had that great feed to DJ, who got fouled on the cut baseline to go to the free throw line. That was a great read by Ivica Zubac, and he doesn't get an assist for that because there was a foul. So, look, I trust Big Zoo, and you have to right now. You just have to because they don't have any other options.
15. Yeah, 15 is like you said, is a good amount, but like I think 20 could be like 5 more. I don't think it's out of the picture. You know what I mean? Like just by looking at his stats, like he was like 8 for 12 on the field.
Well, I'm with you.
I mean?
In
Like,
a game that he played 46 minutes, I agree. He could have taken 20 shots in this game. But
you know what I mean? But
the other part is you do have
ahead.
a guy that's scorching hot in James Harden. Those shots have to come from somewhere. Harden was 13 of 25 and 6 of 12 from the outside.
Yeah, he's unbelievable, and he was supposed to not play so much this year, right? And look at that now.
Well, my hope is Bogey. This is a step in the right direction for him. This is the best game he's had going back to the end of last regular season. 37 minutes, 21 points, 3 assists. He had a nice pocket pass to Ivica Zubac. They've had a nice connection. If Bogey has found his confidence in his shot again, that would be just pivotal for this Clippers team right now without Bradley Beal. And it looks like CP3's out of the rotation. They need Bogey badly.
Yeah, Bogey and the young guys. But it's unfortunate what happened to Beal, but I still didn't get why Beal was starting when he could only play 20 minutes a game and wasn't even playing all the games. You know what I mean? I think that messed up.
I'll tell you why. Like they had high hopes for Bradley Beal. He was going to be a big part of this team this season. And I get why. I do think their highest ceiling would have been with Bradley Beal getting back to playing well. But on the restriction, coming back from injuries, and then he hurts himself twice in the regular season, and now he's out for the rest of the year. It's like he was injury prone, obviously. He played 53 games each of the last 2 seasons. But I understand to reach your peak with this team, you needed to unlock the best version of Bradley Beal. So I get it, why they were thinking that way. Unfortunately, he's out for the year, and the version we got of him on a 20-minute restriction, that's not real deal Bradley Beal. That's just not.
Yeah, I totally understand that, but like I felt like just like when it was like 2 or 3 years ago with Kawhi was hurt, and they were like trying to play him like that weird, funky, like when you only play him certain. Like
well, they had him coming off the bench. They had him coming off the bench, off the ACL initially, and then they killed that. Yeah. So their point was Bradley Beal is going to be a starter with this team. They thought of him as that guy. They're not going to bring him off the bench. They want him to start, even if he's on a minutes restriction. And what's sad is that last third quarter he had, where he had back-to-back three-pointers. He hit another shot. He helped them get back into that ball game. Like, we got a glimpse of it, and unfortunately, he broke his hip. Like we never got to see the real vision of what they were looking for with him.
Yeah, and then what sucks is with the cap too, right? With like Chris Paul out of the rotation, Bradley Beal, basically they can't sign nobody else because otherwise they'll go over the cap, correct? Or that number, the second apron.
Well, the one thing that they have you're talking about right now.
Yeah, because they're basically down Beal. Beal's not, gonna play anymore, and then like Chris Paul's out of the rotation, so that's like you have 2 less players on the roster that's you can't even use. You know what I mean?
It's also only guys that together are taking up $8 million. But yeah, I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I get that.
They have to stay under the first apron. People are saying, why would you take this risk on Bradley Beal? You know he's injury prone. Because you only had to pay him $5 million. Every team would have done that. Phoenix is paying him everything. So it made sense in theory. I don't disagree with it. It's just bad luck, Clippers luck. Like, to have a broken hip, you can say a lot that he's been injury prone. This is a really fluky type of injury that happened to him. So it's really unfortunate.
Yeah, for taking the charge, right? And they got the mess up the hip.
This was second quarter of the game. There's an actual timestamp that Lawrence Frank gave, but yeah, I don't think this was on the charge. I think he lost the basketball. I'd have to see it again, But I appreciate the phone call, Alfonso. I got to take a quick time out here. Clippers win in double overtime in Dallas. James Harden drops a 41-point triple-double. Heroic play from him. Bogey, Ivica Zubats down the stretch. Batum had his moments. DJ was awesome. The young guys struggled more when the Clippers were up by 12 in the first quarter, and Kobe Sanders and Jordan Miller were in there early, and Dallas went on a run to turn things around. But the Clippers absorbed multiple runs. Could have won this one being up 12 in the fourth, too. God, they were up 15 in the first quarter, actually. Survive in advance. They had to get this win by any means necessary. We'll hear from Coach Lou coming up. I'm Adam Moslin. You're listening to Clippers Talk. You're on AM 570 LA Sports. The 6-game losing streak is over for your Los Angeles Clippers. They win 133-127 in double overtime. It took double OT to get a win in Dallas over the Mavericks. They were also desperate to get a win. Clippers dug a little bit deeper there, and they got downhill in overtime and forced the issue. They got free throws. They got layup. That's what it takes sometimes. You can't just settle for three-pointers late when you got tired legs out there on the perimeter. I'm Adam Moslin. This is Clippers Talk. Clippers improve to 4-8. It is of note to say their last two victories came on a Kawhi Leonard NBA Cup buzzer beater against the Pelicans. And then tonight, they got 41, a 41-point triple-double from James Harden, who played 51 minutes in Dallas. Tonight was also the first time in 6 games the Clippers outscored their opponent in the fast break. They had 22-16 transition advantage. And this comes from Joey Kimball. First double overtime game between the Clippers and Dallas. Clippers are now 4-0 in their last 4 overtime games. The Clippers also survived. This was from Joey Kimball, that stat there, the overtime stat. The non-Harden bogey three-point shooters in this game for the Clippers were 20 of 22. Missed 20 of 22, I should say. The non-Harden Bogdanovich ball handlers combined for 8 assists to 16 turnovers. Rough. So outside of Bogey and James Harden, the rest of the Clippers missed 20 of 22 attempts from 3. It's also the first double overtime Clippers win since March of 2011, when it was rookie John Wall and Blake Griffin going at it. First Clippers game won on the road in double overtime since 2008 at Indiana. And James Harden's 51 minutes played, most by a Clipper since January of 2005 with Elton Brand playing heavy minutes. Most minutes for Bogey in this one at 37 since March 12th against Miami. He had 30 in that game. This was very much needed, but it's going to take its toll. James Harden having to play 51 minutes. There's a residual effect from a game like this. We'll take one more quick timeout. Clippers win in double overtime, 133-127 in Dallas over the Mavericks. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to your Clippers Talk post-game show right here on AM 570 LA Sports. Clippers win by 6 in double overtime in Dallas. 133-127 was the final. Thank goodness. Because you lose this game that goes into double overtime and it drops you to 7 straight losses. I don't know if you recover from that type of tailspin. The Clippers did recover from giving up a 15-point lead in the first quarter of this ball game. They got off to a great start. And they let the Dallas Mavericks go on a run where their 15-point lead was down to 2 in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Dallas ended up with a 19-7 run to end that first quarter. Kind of back and forth from there. Clippers would get up. Dallas would come back. Clippers did have a 7-point lead, thanks to James Harden at the end of the second quarter at 1 point, scoring 13 straight points for the Clippers. 13 straight for them. That had them up 57-48. Just masterful. There was one layup in there, 3 threes, and then foul on another 3. It was incredible. But the Clippers were the 62-55 lead at the half. They start off the third quarter. DJ got an and one off a John Collins defensive play on the other end after Chris Dunn had just made a defensive play. They got up by 11 quickly there. But by the time the end of the third quarter was over, it was still a 7-point game. And that fourth quarter, where Bogey would hit back-to-back threes to start it, and then feed Zoo on a beautiful pass for the dunk to make it 101-88. Oh, the Clippers could have made it much easier on themselves if they could have held on to that, but gave Dallas credit. And D'Angelo Russell, who I need to see what he ended up having in the fourth, because he was that unstoppable. Eventually, he would start missing some free throws. Eventually, he would have some turnovers, but D'Angelo Russell heading into the fourth had 15 points. By the end of the fourth quarter, he had 25. So he had 10 points, but they all came just in bunches at the very end of the fourth, where it looked like the Clippers could have won this thing in regulation. Nothing coming easy for this team right now, but you will take the W in double overtime. James Harden, by the way, surpassed Magic Johnson for 23rd place on the NBA's all-time steals list, I should say, with his 1,725th steal in this ball game. He got that. It was his first 40-point triple-double. As a member of the Clippers, they haven't had somebody have a 40-point triple-double ever. And I think we got some post-game audio from James Harden speaking with our friend Lauren Rosen on FanDuel TV.
Over 50 minutes tonight, absolute ice in your veins in overtime. How'd you guys get this one done?
I don't know. Just continue to fight, man. It hasn't been going well for us, but we're still gonna be resilient. We're still gonna fight, and tonight was one of those cases.
It's the first night and the first win on a long road trip. What do you hope the team can learn together as a leader for this group over the next few games on the road?
We got the abilities, as long as we continue to fight. Things aren't going to be always pretty, but, tonight was a good start for us. First game of a long road trip, so take it one game at a time.
With tonight's triple-double, you become the Clippers franchise leader in triple-doubles in the franchise's history. What does it mean to you to continue making history for your hometown team?
I just play to try to win games. You put the work in, things happen like that. So all glory to God, just keep going and, keep chipping away.
James Harden.
I don't know how James does it at the age of 36, as he was speaking there with Lauren Rosen post-game. He's in year 17, and he just played 51 minutes and dropped a 40-point triple-double. We talk about LeBron's longevity, KD's, Steph's. What about James Harden? Still being this good. He was All-NBA third team and an All-Star last season. Could be one again this year with the All-Star game at Intuit Dome. But the availability and will to win and the regular season floor raiser that he is an offensive engine. This is why you bring him in. Unfortunately, Kawhi's been injury prone. When he's out, you need James Harden to step up. He's probably had to do it far too many times. We're hoping Kawhi's back earlier next week. They're going to need him to turn this thing around, get this ship pointed back in the right direction. Tonight was a good start, but it's only that. Clippers win in double overtime, 133-127 in Dallas over the Mavericks. Everything's bigger in Texas, including big victories where two teams were this desperate with records of 3-8 and 3-9. The Clippers get the victory. Now they're 4-8. Can they climb out of this hole? They made this bed to start off this season, losing 6 in a row here. They snapped the losing streak, but can you turn it into a winning streak now is the question. Well, they're in Boston on Sunday, 12:30 tip, 11:30 pregame show, Pacific time. The Boston Celtics, still without Jason Tatum. This could be a gap year for them. They're still going to put up 43s. Sorry, 50. They're 6-7. Clippers 4-8. Before we get out of here, I do want to thank the Clippers organization, Ralph Lawler, Brian Seaman, Noah Eagle, Carlo Jimenez, Big Brother Jake Warner, thinking of you. Joey Kimball, our statistician. Daniel West, our producer, back in here in the bank. We'll talk to you guys right back here at 11:30 a.m. on Sunday.
Almost church in the park. I watched you join them.